Good morning, folks. This is Shane here with Bent South Outdoors. We're down here on some public land this morning. Gonna go in here with a little pre-season scouting, see what we can come up with. I think it's August the 24th. We got about 2.5, well, close to 3 weeks for our archery season. Opens on the 15th of September. So we'll go in here and look around this place. One of my buddies told me that he'd been seeing a few pigs in here back in the winter last year. We got some squirrel dogs and stuff, and we run around on public land with them all the time, and kind of share spots around a few of our buddies and stuff. But we're gonna go in here and see what it's like this morning, and y'all stay tuned with us. Okay, folks, I come in here this morning and checking this place out my buddy was telling me about, and come in and sit for a few minutes just to see if I could hear any activity or anything going on. I try to listen to the squirrels to try to tell me about what's happening in here, as far as maybe lead me to some feed trees or whatever. And got one come off first thing this morning. Walk down here and we're in this holler and heard a little activity going on down here, and run old fox squirrel out of a tree, and got a few more squirrels up in there still working up under it, but you can kind of see what they're working on this morning. And hickory nuts coming off of there, and they're wiring these things out this morning. I can see these or not, but they're working on this tree pretty hard. Little squirrels up in there cutting on them right now. Keep on looking, see what we can find in here. Y'all stay tuned. Boy, this sure is a pretty place in here, ain't no doubt about that. Good bottoms going off in here. A little old dried up swag in here. Leads down to the river. Bunch of hardwoods in here. It ain't real too bad thick, but I kind of like to get toward them thickets, especially using that traditional archer equipment. And gotta have them up close shots. But let's see what's in here. Let's just good rolling hill holler coming off the ridge tops and stuff on both sides. And I'm sure that there's some feed trees in here. I just gotta find them. Alright, let's see what we can find. Alright, folks, I want to show y'all something right quick. Good looking place in here, coming off of all these ridge tops, and a bunch of funnel areas coming together right here off 3 different ridges. Don't look bad at all. And what I wanted to show you was this old Spring Creek heads up right here. A lot of times you don't really know where the water's coming from, you just know it's there, but this little old creek here heads up right here. A little natural spring runs down through, runs off into the river. I thought that was pretty cool. And this ain't no bad looking place in here. Just gotta locate a few feed trees. See what we can find in here. Gotta keep moving. Okay, folks, I found a little bit of activity in here. got a pin oak tree that's got a pretty good many acres on it. They're just now, maybe a few of them's falling, but it's got a little kicker in it. It's got a big muscadine vine going up in it, and it's dropping pretty good. Got a good bit of activity going on here around it. Got some fresh signs in here, and look like maybe they was in here last night trying to work it up, and the little acorns here, and they're starting to drop, but got some wash up in here. These pigs like to get around up in this stuff and root this old stuff up in here. Washes everything down from the creek up through there when we get a bad storm or heavy rain or whatever, and got a little bit of activity in here. Like bumping on it a little bit, but it just ain't what I'm looking for yet, but hopefully we'll find something here. Starting to get on down here toward the bottom. Starting to run into the river cane a little bit. Maybe we'll run up on something good in here. Well, we have run up on a few pig signs in here. See here where these pigs are rubbing and scratching up on these trees. Good bit of activity going on in here. A few fresh signs. You see right there where they've been wallowing around in that mud a little bit. Pretty good waller right there. Fairly fresh sign in here. They ain't been in that waller, but there's been a few pigs through here, it looks like. Okay folks, I run up on a little bit of something I wanted to show you. You got the river right here about 20-25 yards, not far right there. Got a couple of ridge tops that drop off into this bottom right here. And what it's done is created a funnel area or a pinch point, whichever one you want to call it. And what it's doing, these deer and these pigs coming from the bottom that way yonder, and they're coming right in through here. A good many sign in here, if you can tell. But you look at this trail right here, coming around the bottom of these ridges. A good place to catch one slipping through here. And they got her worn down pretty good there. On up there about 100 yards, it looks like it may be open back up into a bottom once you get out from around these ridge tops or these ridge bottoms. And but the river's right there. Like I say, you somehow them run up through yonder. But it's a pretty good funnel area. Little pinch point and everything right here. But they're using it pretty good. Got some fresh sign in them. There's definitely a few pigs in here. I ain't running up on a whole lot of group sign, but there's definitely a few stragglers in here. Pretty good track on one right there. So the way these pigs are here on this public, we don't have a whole lot of them, like I said, and but they are some here. They'll be here today, there tomorrow, even be across the river overnight. You find them in here one afternoon or one morning, and you come back in here, but you won't see nothing there. But hey, that's the way it goes. That's what makes this fun, man. It's always an adventure out here looking for them. But they definitely got this trail here beat down. They are using it. There's plenty of trees to climb right here if you wanted to come in here and do a little steel hunting. Maybe catch them on this funnel area, but I really like to hunt these funnel areas when the season opens and the people get in here, start pushing game around, and they'll use these pinch points and these funnels areas to swap areas. It gives you a good opportunity sometimes. A lot of folks won't come back in here this far, but there is some that will. So it sure is pretty in here though. Okay folks, I'm up on top of these ridge tops up here now. Got out of them bottoms. Walking around trying to find some excuse me, trying to find some acorn trees. Ain't doing a whole lot of good and successful trying to find many of them. Found a bunch of old trees and had a bunch of hulls and old acorns on the ground that didn't get picked up last year. But I ain't finding nothing real fresh but the hickory nuts. They're sure wearing these hickory nuts out, these squirrels are. I just run up on another big fox squirrel right here, and he's up here working pretty good. Kind of see around in there. He's working on them pretty good. But another thing I want to show you with this hickory tree that they're working on here, and old shag tooth hickory, or not a shag tooth, but a shag bark hickory. Probably make a fine bow somewhere in that tree, but looks like there's a few staves in that one. But that sure enough be a nice bow. Then run up on old turtle in here. He's trying to make his way to wherever he's headed. How you doing, my friend? Tell you nature's beauty, don't you? Just look at the colors on that thing. I know it's hard to see, but using this GoPro and I don't have a zoom on it, I'm gonna try to do better and get me a better camera here so I can get a little bit better videos and stuff. But just trying to start out with this and see how it goes. And the squirrels sure enough working on these hickories, ain't no doubt. They're cutting them nuts. See, we got a bunch of old acorns and stuff in here. Didn't get picked up from last year. I mean, they're just everywhere. But I ain't seeing nothing on the trees in here. I don't know if we're not gonna have a good crop of acorns in the area or what the deal is yet, but that tree right there ought to have acorns all over it, but it ain't. Finding very few. And what I am finding, it don't have a whole lot on to offer. But if we can get in here and find this one, might be a good place to set up on. But y'all kind of see the terrain I'm in right here on this public land. It's hills, hollers, ditches, and gullies. How everything runs off to the bottoms. Alright guys, we back here at the truck. Went in there this morning and looking around at a place that my buddy told me about. Said it might have a few pigs, and it did. Trying to find some acorn trees, feed trees in there. Wasn't a whole lot going on in there about that, and found a good bit of hickory nuts in there. Squirrels cutting on nuts and all in there. Wasn't a bad place. Wasn't a bad place at all. It's definitely worth coming back and looking at. It's hard to find places on this game land unless you just get out here and look around and walk around and see if you can't find it. But Lord give us the will to get up this morning and get out here and enjoy the nature. And that's what I try to do when I can. Work's got us all backed up right now, and matter of fact, I got to go catch up on 2 of the yards that I didn't get this past week, and kind of bleed overs, and see if we can't get that done. Got the season coming up, try to get all the loose ends tied up, that way maybe we can get out here and enjoy a little bit of this. But I appreciate y'all going with me this morning. If you don't mind, like and subscribe, sure would help me out, and hopefully we'll get some better content for you. But that's just the way it is out here. Some days you find it, some days you don't. That's how it is, and got to get back and get ready to go.